Hello, I'm Juan Davies, Chief Creative Officer at KCTM PBS SoCal, and we're partnering with the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. Let's start today with you, Carolyn, and a big census update.
That's right. After a months-long legal battle, we have what appears to be a final deadline in the 2020 census. Bureau officials say they will stop collecting responses late tomorrow night. And after that, the next chance to be counted will be in a decade. The government was able to make this decision after the Supreme Court stepped in and undid an extension two lower courts had called for. And we don't know why the justices sided with the Trump administration here. They didn't release any explanation. So this is all very frustrating to a lot of people here in LA. Census advocates were planning all of these census events, and those are now being canceled. And LA was a plaintiff in this case, and City Attorney Mike Feuer says the new deadline is disappointing to him and will result in a less accurate count. But he says his office still plans to keep fighting the Trump administration over this, but it's really unclear what they can do after the census closes and after census field staff is laid off.
The LA City Council today unanimously agreed to move forward with setting up a pilot program that would take police out of some mental health crisis calls. Robert has more about that.
Yeah, so the council voted to direct staff to prepare requests for proposals from nonprofits that would run the program. It would involve sending out unarmed civilians who are trained to handle people going through a substance abuse or mental health crisis. Councilman Herb Weston called the move a giant first step to putting in place professional unarmed response. Council President Nury Martinez said she thought that, for way too long, we've relied on law enforcement to solve our social issues when clearly they're not trained to do that, is what she said. The LAPD already has a program that sends out a clinician from the Department of Mental Health alongside an officer, but they aren't able to respond to all calls. In recent years, police have shot at dozens of people perceived to have mental health issues. The council is looking to model LA's response after a nationally renowned program in Eugene, Oregon, which sends out teams made up of a medic and a crisis worker, not law enforcement.
Sheriff's officials are defending a deputy's decision to shoot a mentally ill man at the Harbor UCLA hospital last week. Frank has that story.
Sheriff's officials describe a chaotic scene, a patient in a psychiatric crisis using a 6-pound steel medical device about the size of a shoebox to smash the window on the door of a hospital room. And inside that room were two deputies providing security for a colleague injured on the job. When the door flung open, one deputy confronted the patient, described only as a 34-year-old Latino man, who allegedly lunged at her with the object over his head. The deputy fired 9 times. 7 of the bullets struck the man, leaving him in critical condition. Doctors are outraged, saying the deputy should have waited for a specially trained staff to deal with the patient. Sheriff Alex Villanueva said there wasn't time. Administrators have not commented on how close that team was when the shooting occurred. The Board of Supervisors has asked the Inspector General to investigate the incident. Some doctors say there should be no guns on hospital campuses at all.
And finally today we have journalist Silva Harapetian with us. She's a contributor to the station KIRN. And I want to ask you about the local response to the ongoing conflict in Armenia.
This is the largest response and mobilization that I have seen in Southern California, in fact, around the world, of Armenians. And the effort has been all about not only sending help to Armenia, to humanitarian aid and also military help as far as money. It's also an effort to bring attention to what is happening. You may have seen thousands of people protesting in the streets. They probably stopped traffic. You were probably stuck behind them somewhere on the 101 or the 170. The point is to bring media attention to this situation that is so incredibly personal to so many Armenians that live right here in Southern California. Many of them have lived through this war before in the 90s, and they feel like they're repeating this all over again. They have a direct line to people who are on the front lines who live in Karabakh. More than $100 million has been raised. Over 100,000 people were on the streets protesting, but everything so far has been peaceful.
Thank you, Silva, and thank you all at the KPCC and LAist newsroom, and thank you for tuning in. Take care of your health, your family, your neighbor. We will see you tomorrow.